The number one thing the carnivore diet gives you that no prescription ever will: freedom. Freedom from cravings, freedom from doctor visits, freedom from having to take one pill for a symptom and then to have to go get another pill for the side effect, freedom from the decision fatigue, from trying to figure out what you're going to eat or a meal plan. Let me dive into each one of these from, at least from my perspective, the way they happened to me and how I gained freedom. First, the cravings. Before doing carnivore and realizing the difference between hunger and cravings, and there is a very distinct difference between being driven by cravings. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, I want that because it's going to taste good, versus I'm eating to nourish my body and give it the best fuel that I can. Is once you go without the sugar and you go without some of the things that can easily turn into an addictive or an unhealthy food relationship, the cravings just melt away. Like, you don't even want them after after really just a few days. Those cravings are gone and you just feel free. You feel free to decide, hey, I'm going to eat what I want to eat based off what is going to fuel my body in the best way, versus a donut sounds good. And then you eat one, good luck stopping at one. Just try to eat one potato chip or one French fry. Ain't going to happen. I've been there. And don't get me wrong, it tastes amazing. But if you're driven by taste buds and cravings, I don't think there's a diet on this planet where you're going to like the end result, the long-term end result. Secondly, like I said, for a lot of people, once they start the carnivore diet, some sort of inflammatory thing, whether it be a skin condition or a mental thing, it could be depression or anxiety, it could be an autoimmune inflammatory thing like I had. And I'm a pharmacist, so trust me, I understand the importance of medications. And if they are root causal medications, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that are only meant to reduce your symptom and not really take care of the root cause. And here's how you'll know. If you can take one course of the medication or just a couple courses or whatever, and then you don't have to take it anymore, that was root causal. That went to the root cause and that actually fixed the problem. But if you have to continue taking this for the rest of your life, or if you stop taking it, your symptoms will come back, then it's really probably it's not getting to the cause. It's not getting to the root cause. It's only treating a symptom of the cause. And if all you're doing is treating a symptom of a cause, that makes for a very profitable business model for big pharma. It just does. So you gain that freedom from having to spend as much time going to not just one doctor, but a lot of times multiple doctors. When it comes to a lot of people, they struggle and they spend a lot of time around trying to decide what to eat. I call it decision fatigue. You've been there. We've all been there. Hey, where you want to eat? I don't care. Okay, you pick. You pick one. No, I don't want that. And then 30 minutes later, you still haven't eaten. You don't know what you're going to eat. You're kind of perturbed. And now you're probably even more likely to go for the junk food option because you're tired. You're just like, let's just eat. I'm done. Like, I need something. Now we've wasted 30 minutes. I want fast food now. Get in my belly, and then here we go. We go down this slippery slope. So you gain that time back. And I promise you, even if it was just 15 minutes a day, multiply that out over the course of a month, you just got hours back. Hours back. And so it gives you that freedom. It gives you that freedom. Not only that, a lot of times people, when your inflammation lowers and your metabolism kind of stabilizes out and your body gets used to running on a very premium fuel called ketones in ketosis, your energy levels are not only higher, but they remain constant throughout the day. You don't have the insulin surge after the high glucose or the very, carb-laden meal where it's going to cause glucose to spike, it's going to cause an insulin release, and then you've got this whole hormonal cascade where all these things are happening, and then you get that afternoon slump around 2 o'clock and you can't even keep your eyes open. Do you know how annoying that is? Do you know how impactful to your productivity, no matter what you're doing? Do you know how impactful that? Can you imagine being at the gym trying to work out at that time, or being at work trying to get stuff done and you can't even keep your eyes open? It's really detrimental and it takes a toll. Well, you gain freedom from that. And so just having that sense of freedom, after a 30-day trial on carnivore, how free I felt and how much willpower I now had over the direction I wanted to go, what I wanted to eat. And what it'll also do is, let's say you got a special occasion coming up and you're like, you know what? Granny's chocolate cake. This is I only get to eat this about once every 3 years, and I'm going to be able to eat it this weekend, except it's not carnivore. This is what I would do. If it's something that is that meaningful to you and it's going to bother you to miss out on it, indulge. Do it. Do it consciously, though. Do it on purpose, with intent, and don't feel guilty. Don't beat yourself up. Sit there and enjoy every morsel of it. Realize, and then pay attention. Like, watch for the next 24 to 72 hours. For different people, it's a different timeline. For someone like me, sometimes it's a delayed onset, and it usually, my flare won't happen for 48 to 72 hours. That's where I'll peak out. But if that cake was that good, and it was worth 3 days of suffering, and occasionally it is, I'm not going to lie, then I'll still do it. But the thing is now I have the cheat code. I have the diet that I can go right back to and clean it all up. And if I just do that consistently for a few days, I'm going to be right back where I was. So it gives you the freedom even to choose to eat something that is probably not going to be healthful at all. You still enjoyed it, So I would keep that freedom. It's your life. It's your body. Please take care of it, but please enjoy life as well. This is a diet that should be enjoyable. It should taste good. You should never go hungry. You should always be satisfied. You can eat. That's the beautiful thing about it, is you can actually probably increase the calories that you're eating pre-carnivore and still not gain weight. Because there's no sugar involved. There's no insulin. It's not causing all the weight gain side of things. So anyway, guys, freedom is what I experienced as a huge benefit. Not only that, just freedom from the symptoms I was plagued with. You got to understand, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune chronic inflammatory condition that affected me head to toe. Just some of the physical symptoms I had psoriatic lesions on the back of my scalp and arms. I had cervical pain in my neck, and C1 and 2 were very inflamed. I had TMJ. I had bilateral ankle swelling. I had bloating. I had a lot of GI symptoms, chronic fatigue, brain fog. I was definitely depressed, even though I didn't know it. And the list goes on. That's just a short list of the physical symptoms I had that I now have none of. They're all gone. And freedom from that hell is, you can't even put a dollar on that. I mean, you can't put a dollar on that. From going through that for over a decade, and then not getting answers through medicine, the medicine that I'm a pharmacist, that I believed would work. It did not help me because it didn't get to the root cause. It only treated the symptom. Again, this diet did get to the root cause. It lowered the inflammation at the source. Not from the meat being magical, but from the removal of everything. Short list: grains, sugars, artificial sweeteners, processed and ultra processed, seed oils. The list goes on. There's a whole bunch of things that it's ubiquitous out here especially in the standard American diet. And to gain freedom from all the bad effects that I was getting from that is the ultimate freedom, to where I've eventually realized, because I used to be led by cravings and I thought I can't go without that food. But I realized after I tasted good health again, nothing tastes better than good health. And I'm going to end on that, guys. That's the ultimate freedom. Good health is the ultimate freedom. Nothing tastes better than that, I promise you. So anyway, guys, hey, if you know anybody that needs to hear this, please share it. If you got any questions, either send me a DM or put a comment in the chat. I'd love to address the questions. If there's a video that you'd like me to talk about or a topic that you need some answers on, let me know. I'd love to make some content addressing some of those questions, and I'll talk directly to you. But until next time, guys, stay good.